Hey there, hope everyone's well. I'm going to tap into our channel's energy for the highest and greatest good of those of our channel. We're going to call on Archangel Michael, okay, and ask you to cover us in blue cloak of protection, surrounding us in a bubble of divine white light as I connect to the other realm with the intention of the highest and greatest good, and so it is. For money. Thank you. We will also do this deck. Knight of Swords. Let's see. Get a couple more shuffles in. Someone has worked really hard. Someone's starting to see the fruits of their labor, as well as like it's starting to kind of really show on the outside. Let me turn on a light. Right? I feel like there's a bit, there's like stability, security, like you're starting to look around and you're like, yeah, this is like really starting to develop. I'm really proud of what I've created here. I feel very secure. I feel like I bring a lot to the table. I know my value and worth, right? And, you know, you're empowered to make decisions that bring you peace and harmony. You could be leaving a situation that you might have had with somebody who might have, or if someone sees you from afar, you could be going the distance here. You could be going in a different direction. This could be on the horizon here, a King of Cups. I feel like there could be some sort of love interest here. We'll see. All right, Spirit. Thank you. Two of Pentacles. Hierophant. Hanged Man. All right, so there could be a bit of like having to kind of okay. Something's coming out. Something's being exposed. There could be somebody kind of like really having to reflect, go inward, maybe even not able to move forward towards something. There could be something playing out here as far as like someone's, I guess like it could relate to their family, religion, maybe even loyalty. Maybe somebody's deciding to change directions when it comes to loyalty. Maybe they're contemplating this. Maybe there's some sort of like awakening to maybe who's loyal, who's not in their actual like physical reality, their family, what surrounds them, what grounds them. I feel there's this like gaining a new perspective on. This could be like belief related. It could be religious. It could be spiritual. It could be somebody like not wanting to go by tradition and wanting to go in a different direction as well, right? Maybe there's a need to see like something from more than just their perspective. So maybe there's like a bit of like what goes around comes around here. Okay, Ace of Swords. I feel like there's either truth and clarity and exposure coming to light, maybe about someone here, the Sun. I feel like this is a yes too. Success. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. I feel like there's like needing to kind of prioritize too. I feel like whatever's been invested in, there could be some sort of like reaping what you sow energy. All right, Seven of Wands. So there could be someone who's, you know, feeling like they've been slighted in some way because of the direction they took. They find themselves maybe not in an ideal situation, and they're like maybe needing to take a time out so they can figure out how they got themselves in this situation or predicament, or someone's like put out somehow, like having to deal with, you know, challenges, maybe ones that are very like unpredictable or unseen. So someone could be dealing with like having to pay or having to have some sort of like difficulty here when it comes to like someone's physical reality, but I feel like it's as a result of their own actions taken here. Like they got themselves in the situation. Okay, I feel like somebody like broke someone's heart, or there was some sort of like, you know, abuse of trust. Okay, maybe there's a lack of integrity, even something immoral here that might have caused pain and suffering. I feel like there's a need to, I feel like balance is here with temperance. Something is flowing from one to the other. So again, like this could be karma dharma. This could be the opposites, the law of opposites. I have the World card. I feel like something has come like full circle and into completion here. I feel like there is this recognition of success here, even vitality, like transformational type energy, like the growth here, the prosperity, the possibilities are endless here. I feel like there is this like bright light here, someone who's meant to share this, someone who's meant to inspire others, someone who's meant to kind of like take charge and create their own path. It's like free-spirited energy even. All right. So with this Knight of Wands, is that going or coming? I feel like it's arriving. It's coming. I feel like something's coming in that's really amazing. It's going to be fast-paced. It's an opportunity of a lifetime is what I'm getting, or it's some sort of blessing. I feel like you're being blessed, okay? And I feel like this is coming in fast. All right. Beautiful energy. I love this for us, guys. Right. All right. What else do you want to share with us? We have a 10 of Pentacles. Okay. We have a 5 of Wands. 10 of Pentacles here. I feel like you're on the destined path and journey now. I feel like you've walked into a new timeline. I feel like this is new beginnings. This is new opportunities, new experiences, new outlook on life. I feel like you've overcome your own personal mountains here. You know what I mean? I feel like this is, you know, going to be contributing to the benefit of others above and beyond your current generation, or it's like legacy, generational benefit here. And abundance comes in all forms. So, you know, whatever that is for you. I'm getting like having a happy family and being able to provide and having enough to kind of like help others in the process is what I'm getting. I feel like, you know, the 5 of Wands here could be like grand effort, right? I feel like this could be something that you do to help others, like as it relates to a grand effort. So this could be like, maybe you're a humanitarian, maybe you're someone who wants to have a foundation, maybe you're somebody who, you know, wants to share their experience so that it can help other people through whatever they're going through that you might have some, you know, experience with. I feel like you have a lot of experiences to share. It's almost like pick one. I feel like you could help anyone through, you know, quite difficulty. This is also like perseverance too, when the odds are against you. I feel like, you know, you tend to, like it's almost like there's this like energy wanting to like compete, or you know, they underestimate you, but I feel like you always find a way to like take the higher path, right? Like everybody's kind of like behind this energy, maybe even a bit lower. Like the imagery shows like somebody's kind of like, you know, up ahead and maybe even up a little bit higher. So there's this energy of like you choosing the higher path, like, and I feel like it speaks to your integrity, your morals, and how you show up amongst conflict, opposition, and challenges, okay? So I feel like that has a lot of like favor, right? I feel that as well. Maybe that's why there is that energy of wanting to hold you back from succeeding. I feel like it's insecurity based, maybe just jealousy based, or, you know, people not wanting you to be better than who they are. I feel like there's a bit of that. But I feel like, you know, you're meant to lead the pack. You're not a follower, you're a leader. All right. And then I have a King of Wands, which is also like major leader, like inspirational. Someone who's like mastered their abilities to create and do it from a place of passion. It's like there's this fire within that is just like, it's like you light the match, right? The match has been lit. And this person's like super hot too. So I don't know if you got like some hot tamale coming your way, but kudos, if that's for you. All right, what's this? The devil. The devil's in the details. Okay. I feel like there's some sort of like partnership here. Okay. There's some sort of collaboration. I feel like it has something to do with like something you're meant to kind of like grow from scratch. Okay. So I feel like there is a partnership here. And I feel like, you know, there is this energy of opposition. Okay. There is this energy of like not wanting this to kind of come to a fruition here, which I find interesting. It's like not wanting these to come together, right, in union. All right, so I have fire energy, so I'm getting like twin flame energy. Okay, we have a King of Wands, Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. I feel like the talent, the skill sets, the strengths, the courage, the passion, the purpose is unmatched. Okay, and I feel like you have dealt with some master teachers, okay, when it comes to you and what you're here to do. I feel like you have overcome, but I'm also getting, I feel like there's like this level of partnership coming in here because of what you're, the next phase, the next cycle, the next creation, like what you're meant to create here. It's like there's opposition in this. Okay, so what's the advice on that? The Emperor. Oh yeah. Okay, this is like the this reminds me of like, this is like the machine, right? The Matrix. All right, so it's kind of like, yeah, Ten of Swords. An ass, like an ass, you hear me? I don't mean an ass, I mean, maybe I do, I don't know. Sometimes it's a, what do you call them? A Freudian slip. Yeah, someone tried to take you out because they were jealous and envious and wanted to control and manipulate your power. They wanted your power for themselves. And they certainly didn't want you to have access to it. Okay, Ace of Cups, but I feel like there's other plans. Okay, I feel like this is like an abundance and an ability to continue to be in the flow. Okay, I feel like you continuously reciprocate, right, and are in the flow. I feel like there's an energy here now that might be going through an awakening to maybe why things are so complicated and difficult. I'm getting like karmic cycle here. I'm getting like things are kind of falling apart here. I'm also getting Four of Cups. So for some of you, this could be like when you're not looking is when something will be found. Okay, so it's like taking a break from the search. Okay, the search for the soulmate, the twin flame. I feel like, you know, there's also this energy of like not appreciating what you had until it's gone energy. And I feel like someone's realizing like also they could have lost you forever. And I feel like something new's coming in maybe when you don't expect it. Okay, and I feel like you are seen, you are heard, you are felt. Okay, it reminds me of that saying that it's in the it's such a sweet, I just saw the movie too and I'm forgetting all the phrases, but you'll know what I mean. I watched the movie The Help, and Abilene is one of the characters in the story, and there's this just beautiful story about how like she is constantly letting this little girl know about her worth and value and how she is seen, she is heard. And I feel like this is like that kind of energy here, is that like it's like, you know, this is where you're showing up, and this is where, you know, you're holding space. There's this holding space here. I see the 2 cups, right? You're holding space for them. However, you still hold space for yourself, okay? And then the same goes here. So again, like maybe both parties had to go through their own like process of evolution here in order to attract this into their reality. This is a blessing, okay? A divine blessing. All right, one more. I feel like there is an offer coming here. Six of Pentacles. I'm getting like maybe there is this energy of like someone giving to someone else on the side, like breadcrumbing and trying to make a deal. And maybe the deal, you know, this was kind of a blockage, is that like maybe they didn't get what they paid for over here. I feel like there's a need to kind of like plan, right? There might be a like kind of like, again, like planning and putting things together and connecting the dots and figuring out what's the next phase. Okay, I feel like King of Pentacles here. Upright. All right, I feel like this is someone who's stable, secure. This is someone who might be wanting to embark on some sort of journey, quest. They may have some sort of plans of their own. I feel like, you know, go within to see if it's for you. Okay, I do have the Lovers too here. I feel like there's something that you're meant to kind of like. Who's the King and Queen of Pentacles? Is it this 2 of Cups? Okay. King and Queen of Pentacles is the 2 of Cups energy. I feel like there's like change here, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like you're meant to make big changes. So you could be like humanitarian type energy here, right? Having enough to really make a change in the world, but for the better, okay? I feel like using abundance in a way to like benefit humanity and not in a selfish way, not in a self-serving way is what I'm getting. Okay. And again, like this is coming from something that, you know, is deeply rooted here, deeply grounded. Maybe there's a long family history here is what I'm getting. And I feel like there's a need for change. And I feel like there could be a big impact here that happens, where change happens as a result of like what you're working on, what you're working towards, like your intentions and where the seeds you plant and you nurture and grow. I feel like these are going to be very fruitful, very abundant, right? So it's almost like you didn't go through what you went through for nothing. Like this is preparing you to be like able to help others in need and understanding what the need is and how to provide the best help. So this is like very purpose related. This could be like something that is in other countries, or, you know, I'm thinking of like kind of like peacekeepers, missionaries, like that kind of energy. Okay, and I'm getting like, you know, people always are gonna have something to say. I feel like you don't care what they have to say. I feel like this energy is all about business. Okay, I feel like not every deal is a good deal, right? Not every opportunity is for your highest and best good, but I feel like this opportunity wouldn't have maybe been presented if you didn't learn what you learned from the master teacher, which is being represented here as the devil. But I'm getting like, I feel like whatever you're working on, I feel like it's going to be something that creates from a place of new, like it hasn't been done before. And I feel like it's the opposite of control and manipulation. It's like a new way of doing things. It's like a new way of, you know, existing in the physical reality, but from a place of like higher vibration versus like lower vibration. Like you can totally see the difference here. So I'm getting like there's some sort of project that's going to be creative and grounded here. Okay. Let's get one more card for that Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Queen of Wands, very creative, magical, very skilled. So I feel like whatever you create is going to be magical and make a big difference here. Look at, and people are going to watch and be like, what do you mean? How did they learn how to do that? I don't know. There's some sort of like not letting your worst fears get the best of you. Okay. So staying optimistic and not falling for the haters. Okay. Like you wouldn't be doing something right if you didn't have any haters. All right. So haters are going to hate. Let's tap in with this deck real quick. Let's see. So the Emperor is like mastering the earthly realm, okay? And sometimes like the chaos, the conflict, it's real, all right? There was a shit ton of slandering, spreading lies, the hater energy, it's real, okay? And I feel like there's like, you know, it's there. You acknowledge it, and in the sense of like, you acknowledge it because you understand where it comes from, okay? And I feel like you too have been through childhood trauma and you've actually worked on healing yours. And as a result, like these things no longer affect you like they may have before because you've healed some childhood wounds. And I feel like you understand that like those who come against you are coming from an unhealed place. All right. There are karmic family members involved. Okay. So knowing that there's even more unhealed childhood trauma there with karmic families involved, okay? They could be the ones in charge of the slander campaign, all right? The lies, let them speak, let them do whatever they want to say. Most importantly is that your resonance doesn't match theirs, all right? They have toxic friends. They're surrounded by like demonic energy or low vibrational energy, like bottom feeder energy. And that sounds really condescending, but I'm picking up on the energy and it's not positive. It's like everybody's lying, everybody's, you know, slandering, everybody's talking shit, everybody's like abusing their bodies and so caught up on like the superficialness of things. I just feel like there's a lot of unhealed energy here that many of us are here to help. Okay, we're trying to offset this energy here. All right, needing to let go of the past, the pain, anger, and the resentment. I feel like that's what keeps this energy low vibrational because they're holding on to the past. They're so concerned about what everyone else thinks about them instead of like how they actually think about themselves. Okay, I feel like there's bitterness, there's resentment, and it's starting to show on the outside. The angry on the inside is showing up on the outside, all right? Your focus is to manifest the life that you desire. You have gone through a spiritual awakening and an ascension. And there could be energies here also that might be going through this process as well. Confirmation of spiritual hater, okay? Success, abundance, and stability. Okay, I feel like that's this energy. Like they're so jealous and envious of your position that they have become your biggest fan. Like they should run the fan club. All right, so here's the thing. When we have this kind of energy, we send it love, we send it peace, and we surrender it to Archangel Michael. Thank you, Archangel Michael. We pray for their healing. I feel like you have a lot of ancestral protection, like past loved ones come and visit you at night and while you sleep. I feel like you are like cloaked in Archangel Michael and your past loved ones' protection while you sleep. Yeah, especially as you connect to the other realms. Yeah. Okay, I'll slow down. Yeah, look at Yeah, people try to cloak themselves trying to get into your energy, okay? I feel like they're pretending that all is well and it's not. I feel like there's addictions to alcohol and drugs, sex, and gambling. And I feel like they're also motivated by money. I feel like they'll do anything to kind of like manipulate things to go in their way. They're like gold digger energy is what I'm getting. Okay. What's this? Take a spiritual bath and unexpected income. Okay, I feel like somebody might be doing spell work to somehow receive money, some sort of greed or financial income. Someone is going through an ego death. There could be a new job or career for the channel. I feel like someone has been working with others to create conflict for you. I feel like you know all these things. This would be confirmation for you, especially if you've been picking up on a lot of energy recently in the past couple of days. I feel like making a wish, it's coming. I feel like dream big. Someone is experiencing a loss of job or has been fired. I feel like they've been working with others to create conflict for you. So I feel like, you know, touche. I don't know. I feel like your ancestors are helping you. You can thank them. I'm also getting like spiritual gifts, your intuition, visions, and dreams. This is like heightened spirit communication here. I feel like you do have strong ancestral support and you do connect and work with your spiritual team as well as your ancestors. I'm getting like your ancestors run real deep, meaning like you've got ancestors from so many lifetimes. Oh boy. I feel like this player though, I feel like they're toxic. They work with a bunch of people who just like feed off of one another. They think that they have friends or that people care about them. I'm getting that that's not the case. I'm getting that like it's a free-for-all. Like no one's loyal to anybody. Someone could be experiencing health issues or even some sort of like spiritual sickness. Maybe somebody was like a player at work and maybe there was some sort of conflict or some sort of like, you know, illness spread around. And maybe there's something that played out here. I don't know. I feel like an ending, a sudden change, destruction, and tower moments happening. All right, so someone may have an illness that they're not able to heal or be able to afford to care for, being that they're unemployed at this time. All right, I feel like there is somebody coming in here that if they're not already here, I feel like this energy is, you know, not a karmic partner. They're not going to be a karmic lesson. I feel like this is somebody who has accepted their path and has gone through their karmic lessons in life. They may have also been like treated as a black sheep at some point, or you resonate with this, maybe feeling like an outcast. I feel like maybe they've been through the karmic cycle and learning process as well, like the ascension process. I feel like there's somebody new coming in is what I'm getting. What is this? False feminine, childhood trauma. I have death rituals, praying for your death. All right, so I feel like maybe there's a bit of triangulation playing out here. I do have deception, betrayal, and a liar. I feel like this is the one who's really behind most of the ritualistic type stuff going on. I feel like they're experiencing maybe some health issues or spiritual issues at this time. I feel like whoever thought they were playing game got played here. So I'm getting like player, got played by the player. I feel like somebody wanted to appear a certain kind of way, but due to their childhood trauma has fallen from grace is what I'm getting. And I feel like, you know, someone was like, you know, the cause of most of this. I feel like maybe they trusted this person, but this is the person who evidently is like their karma for coming after you. maybe making you an outcast, maybe bullying you, maybe like singling you out, coming after you, organizing this whole like campaign here. What's this? Yeah, I feel like you learned how to redirect your thoughts. I feel like if there was projection energy, you found ways in which to change and alchemize and transmute the energy that was being sent to your way. Okay, like you use this energy to create and heal from. Wow. Yeah, look at God's wrath and judgment here. Yeah, they're gonna have hell to pay. Fraudulent activity and illegal practices. So they could be dealing with like issues in the physical realm here. Look at, yeah, they're sending black magic, spell work, sending negative energy. There could be like, this is illegal. They may have done something illegal, right? Like black magic, like sexual ritual magic. This could have been like what was sent your way. Okay. For the purpose of this. So I feel like God's wrath and judgment is playing out here. I feel like, you know, listen to the signs, synchronicities, and angel messages that you receive. I feel like those are confirmations. You could be relocating or moving or updating your current place. I feel like somebody is watching to see what's going on with you. Pray more. I know. I feel like your soulmate is on its way. I feel like that's why they're watching. Either they're here already or they're coming. Okay, there's a new opportunity. Keep it to yourself. Okay? Air sign energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Get more connected. Meditate. Spend time in nature. It might have something to do with like a communication project of some kind. It doesn't have to be air signs. It also can be something that's being, justice is being brought to when it comes to Libra. Someone's going through the dark night of the soul, and I'm getting it's this player. I feel like this player has to come out of the closet. He can't hide there anymore. All right. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a coat room or something. I don't know. This is weird. It's like dress up, like everyone puts on costumes and dresses up or something. There's something that like everyone has like a role to play or something weird like that. Yeah, they're sleeping with the enemy. I feel like they're going to find this out if they haven't found this out already. Okay, this could be masculine or feminine. So the masculine could be sleeping with the enemy and that enemy is sleeping with others, right? So I feel like there's a lot of like, this is happening on both sides. So I don't know. I guess it depends on what that is. Victory will be yours. All right. I do have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio as well. All right. So they both could be Cancers, water sign energy, could be Pisces or Scorpio. Maybe there was a lot of like workplace drama at the hands of what someone was doing behind the scenes at work. Okay, I feel like it was someone who like had to have many options and play a lot of games and like pull people's heartstrings. I feel like this could be masculine or feminine. All right, and I do have like toxic devil energy here. All right. And they can't stand your light. All right. And anything that they did to kind of dim your light, they will be held accountable for in the court of law. All right. They could be dealing with physical prison or spiritual prison. I feel like somebody wants to reconcile. You're not interested. I feel like the only way that they think that they can get out of something is if they come back to you. They know that the devil's here to, you know, claim it's due something. Something's due. And then there's divine justice playing out in universal law. All right, now you understand your worth and your value. And I feel like you receive now. You're like a receiver, right? You were like enlightened to what was going on. You may have gotten like visions or dreams. And that's how you knew like that this was not something that was aligned with you. And it was something to keep you trapped and stuck. And it's almost like this person, you know, really taught you a lot about yourself, a lot about where, like, who and what you want in your reality here. And I feel like you've created your own reality now. Okay. Wow. All right. This was big deal over here. Yeah, I feel like someone is dealing with it. Yeah, look at. Yep. So, I mean, if someone is like stalking and obsessed with your energy, what is the best way to redirect if you're picking up on it? I feel like this is a common question that everybody asks me. And I would say most importantly would be to keep up your energy clearing and cleansing practices. But I would also say most importantly, it's really about what your mindset's at and what you allow into your energy and programming. And so a lot of times it is literally about, yeah, we receive a lot of information in a lot of different ways. And sometimes we have to apply a filter. We have to strengthen our muscle of discernment. We have to take spiritual baths and cleanse your energy and put into practice things that we know that help us with our vibration so that we're not aligning to this energy, right? In fact, it doesn't even resonate with us, so it goes straight back. And so that's kind of what I mean by like taking the higher stance, is that there's a way to, you know, work through that and heal through that and transmute that. I feel like there's, you know, the violet flame and learning how to transmute and alchemize energy is super important. I feel like, you know, you do have like some extraordinary experiences potentially with your abilities. So yeah, you know, it's kind of like, believe it or not, like everything you experience, even with your karmic family members, they're your master teachers here, right? They're the ones who kind of like, you sure you want to do what you say you want to do? You know, prove it. I feel like you're being like, you've had multiple tests in this lifetime. You know, and again, like the devil is the master teacher, right? It's like, are you going to let your earthly desires rule over your journey of spirit, right? Like, and soul. It's like being able to unify them all as one, like that oneness, right? Yeah, beautiful. Very cool, guys. I hope you enjoyed the reading. You know, I love it. It's so much fun. And I will see you on the next one. See you.